We praise the grind. We fear stillness. But what if doing nothing is exactly what your soul needs? What if the very thing you've been running from, silence, slowness, space, is where your deepest healing lives? Can you let yourself exist without fixing, proving, or planning? In a world that rewards movement and action, stillness feels radical. We've been taught to chase, to achieve, to fill every moment. Hustle equals value. If you're not producing, you're wasting time. If you're not moving forward, you're falling behind. So we pack our calendars, push through exhaustion, and wear busyness like a badge of honor. But beneath all the productivity, something aches. We scroll through endless feeds, reply to every message, cross off task after task, and yet, a quiet emptiness lingers. What if you're not tired from doing too much, but from never letting yourself simply be? Rest starts to feel unfamiliar, even suspicious. Sit still for too long, and guilt creeps in. You should be doing something, you should be bettering yourself. But maybe the most revolutionary thing you can do is to pause and listen. We've tied our worth to output, to goals, to effort. But what about who you are when there's nothing to achieve? When you're not performing or producing, are you still enough? The answer is yes. You are worthy, even in stillness. Especially in stillness. Because in the silence, something powerful happens. Your mind softens. Your breath deepens. Your emotions, buried under noise, begin to rise and pass. Stillness isn't emptiness. It's clarity. It's where insight lives. It's where intuition speaks. Monks knew this. Philosophers knew this. Mystics, sages, seekers. They all returned to the same place, stillness. Not because they had nothing to do, but because they knew that doing isn't always the path to knowing. Sometimes clarity comes only after the storm settles. In stillness, you reconnect with yourself, not as a project to fix, but as a presence to feel. You come home to the rhythm of your body, the rise and fall of your breath, the simple truth that you are alive now in this moment, and that is enough. We resist this truth because we think slowing down means falling behind. But peace isn't stagnation. Stillness isn't failure. It's depth. It's presence. It's the moment you stop chasing life and finally allow life to move through you. You are not a task list. You are not your inbox. You are not your accomplishments. You are something deeper, quieter, more enduring. And to touch that truth, you have to get quiet. You have to stop running. You have to let go. Doing nothing isn't laziness. It's wisdom. It's permission. It's an act of self-trust. And in that space where there is no goal, no plan, no productivity, you find something the world can't give you, yourself. Doing nothing isn't easy. It sounds simple, but the moment you sit still, your mind rushes in. You think of the dishes, the emails, the unfinished plans, the conversations you wish you had differently. Silence becomes a mirror. It shows you everything you've been avoiding. That's why we reach for our phones, that's why we fill our days, because sitting with ourselves, without distraction, without agenda, requires courage. It asks you to feel what's underneath the noise. But here's the quiet truth. You don't need to fix anything right now. You don't need to solve your life today. You can just be. Not productive. Not optimized, just here. In this breath. In this moment. And from this space, something begins to shift. The knots in your chest loosen. The pressure behind your eyes softens. Your heartbeat slows. This is presence. This is you, returning to your natural rhythm. A rhythm that doesn't demand speed or control. Just awareness. Just being. In stillness, you begin to remember, you are not here to earn your worth. You are not here to prove your existence through exhaustion. You were never meant to carry this much, to run this fast, to do this much. You were meant to feel the sun on your skin, to hear the wind move through the trees, to laugh with someone you love, to rest your head without guilt. You were meant to be here, fully, without striving, without shame. Stillness teaches you that life is not a race, but a rhythm. This doesn't mean you stop dreaming, stop working, or stop growing. It means you begin to honor yourself not for your output, but for your being. This is the beauty of doing nothing. You begin to witness the richness of what already is. The trees don't strive, yet they reach the heavens. Let that truth settle in your bones. Let it melt the armor you've worn for too long. Underneath that armor is a soul that's tired of running, a soul that longs for permission to breathe, to feel, to simply be. So sit, without a screen, without a schedule. Let the moment be boring. Let it stretch. Let the stillness surround you. Listen to the silence. Feel the tension in your shoulders. Notice the part of you that wants to leave and gently stay. This is not wasted time. This is not laziness. This is life, raw, unfiltered, real. And the more you practice being with it, the more you remember who you've been all along. The longer you stay in stillness, the more you begin to hear yourself. Not the version of you shaped by expectation or pressure, but the one who lives beneath it all. The one who isn't trying to impress or achieve or explain. Just you in your most natural form, and that you is whole, that you is enough. But we forget. We forget because we're trained to chase the next thing, to fix what isn't broken, to outrun our own discomfort. Stillness interrupts that chase. It calls you back. It reminds you that peace was never out there. It was always within, waiting patiently behind the noise. But you have to stay. You have to resist the urge to fill the silence. You have to lean into the stillness long enough to hear what your soul has been whispering for years. Maybe it says, slow down. Maybe it says, let go. Maybe it simply says, I'm still here. Not from ambition, but from alignment. Not because you're lacking, but because you're listening. And when you start living from that place of presence instead of pressure, everything changes. The need to control softens. The fear of missing out fades. You stop chasing experiences and start feeling them. You stop searching for meaning and start letting life speak to you. You don't have to earn this kind of peace. You only have to stop running from it. It doesn't live in achievement, it lives in awareness, in watching the sky and hearing your own breath, in allowing silence to be enough. Can you do that? Can you sit with yourself in the quiet and not try to change a thing? Can you let a moment be ordinary and sacred? This is how you begin to live without a goal, to breathe without needing to justify it, to let time pass without measuring your value by what you've done. You are not a machine. You are a soul. And souls are not designed to be scheduled, optimized, or evaluated. So practice it. Let yourself sit in the slowness. Let yourself feel the discomfort and stay anyway. Watch the sky shift. Feel your heartbeat. Listen to the sounds of a room when nothing is happening. That nothing is everything. Because in that space you come back to yourself. You return to a truth deeper than words. That being is enough. That doing nothing isn't a pause between important moments. It is the moment. And if you stay with it long enough, you might just find what you've been chasing all along. Peace that doesn't need a reason. Presence that doesn't ask for effort. Life, exactly as it is, unfolding, unhurried, undeniably yours. You are worthy, even when you're resting, even when you're not fixing anything, even when you're just here. Not striving, not planning, not performing, just breathing, blinking, existing. This is enough. You are enough. Somewhere along the way, we were taught that rest had to be earned, that stillness meant weakness, that slowing down meant falling behind. But those were lies rooted in fear, not truth. The truth is, stillness is strength. Slowness is wisdom. Rest is sacred. And when you allow yourself to stop, even for a moment, the world doesn't fall apart. It softens. Your mind softens. Your body exhales. And something deep within you says, finally, finally a pause. Finally space to feel without fixing. Not the self you show the world, but the one that lives beneath the noise. The quiet you. The real you. The one who's been waiting for you to slow down long enough to hear her. So let this be the moment. Let the phone stay off. Let the sky be enough. Let silence be music. Let your breath be your anchor. Let go of doing. Let go of proving. Let go of needing to be useful. And just exist. Without a label. Without a purpose. Without apology. Watch how life moves without your control. Watch how beauty emerges in the spaces you thought were empty. A shaft of light on the floor. A breeze through a window. A heartbeat. Steady and unearned. This. Right now. Where nothing is demanded of you. Where being is the only requirement. Doing nothing is not the opposite of living. It is how you remember that you are alive. It is how you come home. Not to your plans or your roles or your responsibilities, but to yourself. So let yourself come home. Let yourself be enough without effort. Let yourself rest. Because in that stillness, in that sacred pause, you begin to touch something rare and real. A peace that isn't granted by success. A worth that isn't tied to productivity. You are not here to hustle your way into meaning. You are here to feel, to experience, to connect. And sometimes to do absolutely nothing, because that too is sacred. Doing nothing might just be how you come home to yourself.